serving and empowering nurses. This is Nurse Connect with Kristine.
Hello once again, nurses. And today's episode is very special because we're going to be joined by Anna. Hi there, Anna.
Hello.
Yes, as the title shared, Anna's going to share her journey, and it's going to be quite informative for those nurses that are listening today, Anna. And we thank you so much for your time. Anna has got two boys. Is that correct?
Yes.
Full on. I hope that's an inspiration as well, right? He's got two boys to look after, pass NCLEX and OSCE in one go, right, Aki? So, and I can truly see your dedication. I remember, when you were reviewing for NCLEX and OSCE, I'd experienced and saw it myself, right? And so, welcome, nurses. And I'm Christine, your host for this podcast today, helping international nurses and all the nurses that wanted to become in Australia and New Zealand to take the big leap to become a registered nurse, right? And yeah, I'm a nurse educator, mentor, and someone who's walked alongside hundreds of amazing nurses who made their Australian dream come true. And today's episode, as I said, we got here Aki, one of our incredible pastors who conquered both NCLEX and OSCE for AU RN pathway. Aki's story is real, raw, and ridiculously inspiring. And whether you're just thinking about your registration or you're halfway through your process, you'll walk away with practical tips, laughs, and probably a few goosebumps too. And yeah, so get comfortable, nurses, grab a coffee, and or your nursing planner, and let's dive in, right, to the questions, Anna. And first of all, starting the journey, Anna. Uh, how does it feel now that you're a registered nurse in Australia?
I'm very happy and grateful, especially to the Lord, for He has answered my lifelong prayer. And even my boys, they're very happy because they know that this is my heart's desire ever since to become a nurse. Yeah.
Yeah, I can just imagine, right? And yeah,
Yeah.
let's rewind a bit, Anna, right? What was life like before you started your AURN pathway journey? Where were you, and how did the dream to become an RN in Australia begin?
Well, as I mentioned, it has been my dream since I was a kid to be a nurse. So I really know deep in my heart that I will be a nurse one day. I'm just not sure when and where back then. So a little background. I've worked in industries such as BPO, ESL, virtual work, corporate. I've worked different roles back home. I started as an agent and eventually became assistant manager in one company, a trainer, training supervisor, even a VA. So literally a lot of different roles. But I only got a chance to work as a full-time nurse back in the Philippines last 2020. And
Mm,
I think no one will ever forget that year because,
right.
especially for the healthcare professionals, because that year it's when COVID-19 hit, especially the Philippines. So funny story, a week after my orientation as a staff nurse, it was when COVID-19 lockdown was implemented in the Philippines. So I was like, timing is not really right for me, but to be a nurse back then.
Must have been scary,
But I
right?
stayed for 6 months.
Yeah.
It just,
Yeah, it must have been scary for you, Anna, by the way.
yeah, yeah. Especially it's my first time as a nurse
Uh,
since I got my licensure. I mean, my registration as a nurse back home. So it's my first time. Everything is first time as a nurse, and then COVID. So like, oh, what's gonna happen to me?
yeah.
So I only stayed for 6 months because I was really afraid that I might bring the virus to my kids because they were just 1 year old and 5 back then. So I decided maybe this is not the right time. I know deep in my heart, God has a perfect plan, different timing. So I'll let go of it for now. So when my husband and I and my family moved here in Australia, that's when we've decided, okay, let's be ready. Okay, so let's be ready mentally, emotionally, for the fact that it wouldn't be comfortable here in Australia in terms of our work. So we have set our minds that we will need to start from scratch. However, okay, our short-term goal back then was just to have an income first, because I don't have a license here, or I'm not registered as a nurse here in Australia yet. So our
Yeah.
short-term goal is to have an income so we don't go hungry. Okay, and we do that as we work on our long-term goal, which mine happens to be a nurse. So I worked different jobs. I mean, I worked, applied in different jobs, all available job ads available within my area. I applied them, like cleaner, attendant, anything that's available. So, and while I was working in the servo for like a year and 9 months, that's when I was working towards my licensure as well here, or my registration here in Australia. So while working part-time, I was reviewing my NCLEX, and then my OSCE, and of course still doing my mommy duties while
Yeah.
doing everything.
Thanks for sharing that, Anna. This is the thing that, you know, overseas qualified nurses go through. That's one of them, by the way, right? And some take the big risks of flying to Australia. But wow, I guess that's too heavy for a person that's been in a bigger position, right, Anna? Is that correct? Yeah.
Mhm.
And I think, so what do you think has pushed you through to continue the journey?
I've never seen it to be very difficult, I would say, because
Mm,
I have that goal in mind that this is just steps that I need to do so that I could reach that long-term goal. So before we moved here in Australia, my husband and I already planned that, or we have already set in our minds that I will be a nurse.
yeah.
It's just a matter of when it will happen, but it should happen. It must happen. So
I,
yeah.
yeah, I love that, Anna. And I hope that encourages the nurses who are listening at this moment. Goal is very important because if you don't have a goal, right, life will just take
Yeah.
you. And so I love it. I love definitely love that. And
Yeah.
look for
You might have the different ways, like detours, okay? As long as you have that goal in mind, uh, push for it.
you get there, right? And so let's
Yeah.
talk about your NCLEX experience, Anna. You obviously passed with AuRNPathway, and it seems like a big giant, right? To climb for a lot of nurses. Again, it's the
Yeah.
first step, isn't it? Can you share how you prepared for it, Anna?
So, first things first, I would say I did not do it alone.
Mm,
Okay, because with everything, all the roles, all the hat that I wear, a mom, an employee, a wife, I didn't do it alone. My husband was very supportive all throughout, even my kids. Okay,
mm,
because um, I had a hard time, like I'm not really good at remembering medications. My eldest son, would help me. He would always quiz me about medications and its antidote, medications and its mode of action, um, tests or labs, and then its normal or normal ranges and stuff like that. So we use flashcards, okay, with
oh,
the tests and then the ranges. So he would ask me, "Mommy, what's the normal range for sodium? What's the normal range for potassium and stuff like that?" So definitely don't do it alone. People
mm,
have different ways to learn. Okay, I happen to be learning best if I am being questioned or being quizzed. I think my advice for future nurses when you're taking this test is identify first how you learn best so that
Yeah.
you could find strategies and techniques on how you could make it fun for you so that it wouldn't be that really difficult and that challenging, but rather you would enjoy. Make it like a play, a fun game. So for
Right.
me, it was my bonding time as well with my husband or my son in that case.
Right. Anna, walk us through. So with the flashcard, you guys, you just make it, or
Yeah, I just wrote it like
yeah,
in a piece
always
of paper. Yeah.
yeah, that you learn, right? And also, what I encourage the nurses usually 100 questions with rationalizations every day. It usually works. Okay, so then
Yes.
the knowledge build up is gonna be there, and at the same time, with the rationalization, that just allows you to know the question answer, but at the same time, right? To exactly know why was the answer in the first place, isn't it, Anna?
Yes, yes.
Out the other nurses out there. Now, let's talk about your OSCE preparation. Again, NCLEX. For those of you who have been through the NCLEX already, I'm so proud of you because it's a milestone, right? It's a big
Mm.
achievement. So a lot of the nurses trying to keep it down low, but it's a big achievement. So you guys should be proud of yourself if you get to this stage. And let's talk about the OSCE. Every nurses hears it, the big scary practical exam. And how about you, Anna? What was your first impression when you learned what OSCE was?
To be honest, it was indeed scary, especially in my case because I've never had that much clinical experience, so
Hmm.
I wasn't really confident at first that I can even do it because as I mentioned, it was my experience was during COVID and I was just confined on one ward. I worked in an OB ward, so I didn't have that much exposure to different like skills. So it was really scary. But I just told myself I'm already here, and this is the last step. I am just one step away from my dream. So why would I stop now? I conquered NLE back in the Philippines. I conquered NCLEX already. And this is just like one more leap. And yeah, just push it.
I love that, Anna. I hope that encourages the nurses, right? And what helped you feel more confident as the test date approach? Is there any specific station you found really challenging or surprisingly easy, without divulging any, specific information, right? Because it's
Yeah.
all about confidentiality with APRA. And what was your biggest learning moment during the OSCE training? So three questions for you, Anna. I hope you remembered it.
Okay. So what helped me become more confident? I would say enough preparation
Yeah.
and structure. Really, it's not enough that we prepare because you can just like imagine how it's done. Okay, for all that just imagine, oh, this is what's gonna be happening in the station or whatever. But it's really the structure that AURN pathway have given us, especially
Mhm.
my batch mates.
Yeah.
It's the systematic approach on how to go about completing each station confidently. Because if you have that like approach embedded in your mind on how you're going to go about each station, it was so easy. I
Mm.
mean, not so easy, but easier, easier than what you can imagine it to be scary. Okay, which most people would think about it. But once you have that approach, you know already you're never going to be lost because once you do this one, you know that the next one will be this, and then it's all going to come naturally. Okay. And for
Mm.
the question, is there an easy station? I would say nothing. Nothing was easy. Okay? Everything is nerve-wracking. But I would say the vital sign station is the one station where I am most calm when I was performing during practice sessions. So, funny story, and I think this is one of testament that prayer really works, because minutes before my round for the OSCE,
Yeah.
I was praying really, like I was really talking to God. Please give me the vital signs station as my first station, because
Really?
one, that's where I am most confident. And I was praying so that I wouldn't mess up everything, so that I could gain that momentum first. So I was telling the Lord, please just give me the vital signs station first. And sure enough, voila, it was my first station. So I was like, okay, the Lord is with me, the Lord is listening to me, so I can do this. So I was really going through the stations, like, I'm so happy. Right when I saw that my first station is vital signs, I was like, thank you, Lord. I know you're with me. I know I will pass this. So that I was so happy. And then I was just like doing all the stations as how I practice it back in the learning lab.
Well, there you go, right? Prayer really works. I mean, for those who are
Yeah.
in God, right? And I believe that I saw also your preparation and hard work, Anna, and was looking at the. I think in all your batch, that whole big table, only one failed, right? And that
Yeah. So
great testament, and the recent passing as well. We're just so very proud of the nurses and their hard work. And what was your biggest learning moment during the OSCE training, which I believe a lot of the nurses says, Anna, that our curriculum prepares you to the actual practice, right?
yes, definitely. And especially those important points that you kept reminding us,
Mm,
like some things needed to be unlearned, like whatever you thought before should be how it should be done may not be the right way. It's not
mm-hmm.
wrong, but there's a better way to do it. And
Yeah,
you've also kept mentioning showing genuine care, building rapport, being empathetic, and especially being confident about yourself and the way you speak will help us big time. And sure enough, those were my, I would say, power tools when I was going through my station. So it's really being confident, and that showing that care for your patient, even though it's just a mannequin that you're talking to during the OSCE stations, because some stations may be mannequin, not real patient, but you
mm,
have to really show the care.
correct. Yeah. And yes, Anna, thanks for sharing that. And you know how I'll take you back because a lot of the time it's who we hang out with, right?
Yeah,
And yeah, so I always tell you guys or the nurses, if you hang out with people that are not getting there, or they really pull you down 30 to 50%, right? And if you're
that's
hanging
right.
out with the right people, it's always about pulling you up 30 to 50%. And the question is, how did the team or your fellow review mates help you? And is there any memorable moments you'd love to share from your review days that the nurses can take away from?
Okay, yes, definitely. The review, the days leading to your exam
Mm,
definitely will make or break your OSCE.
oh,
So our group, what we did, we are always the first stable group. So we would always brainstorm about how we plan on carrying out a specific station with a given scenario. So we practice with specific scenarios as well. We really assimilate as if it's an actual OSCE every time we do our mock tests amongst us. So we even set up our OSCE stations, and we even downloaded the app that has the timer that 2 minutes reading time, 8 minutes, and stuff like that. So we go in pairs. One is a patient and one is a nurse, and then we complete the rounds as if we're in an actual OSCE. And then after that, we swap roles. And then once everything is done, we give feedback with each other. The patient's role is the observer as well. So we give feedback to the nurse and vice versa. And our group has its always happy kulitan, so to speak, and crying moments. And that's when we knew that our group is really serious about it, because if there are moments that the nurse at doing the mock assessment seemed like, or he feels like he failed a little bit and made a mistake, we become teary-eyed and stuff like that. So that's when I knew I'm in the right group. I'm in the right people. I'm with the right group of people, because we're serious about it. Okay? There was even a moment, like, I think days before the actual OSCE, we were crying and we were just talking about how we're gonna go about it, and then we prayed with one another. So it's really nerve-wracking, because even during our practice, we always hear the last 2 minutes, move on to the next station. So we, even when we're already on our break, we hear that, like, oh, is the app still playing? We hear the move on to the next station. So yeah, it's really the right people that you hang out with.
Right. Yeah, definitely. I remember that group. I was crying with one of the nurses as well, because and then I felt the seriousness, right, of how the future is so close and that the pressure is building up, right? And it's just so good
Yeah.
with people like that, by the way, Anna. And yeah, so advice to the future nurses, Anna. Let's talk about it. There are hundreds of nurses listening right now, I'm sure, and some are still deciding if they should begin this journey. And if you could speak directly to them, what would you say? And what sort of mindset you think that will help the most? And also, what's one thing you wish you knew earlier?
Okay. I think it's for all the nurses out there who's contemplating, doubting yourself, not sure if you're gonna push through with this or not.
Mm,
Like there's pushbacks and all. Maybe think about this. If this is what you want to do and what your heart is telling you to do, then act now. Don't live in regrets. Don't do the maybe it's there. Okay. Maybe soon. And then you'll have the what ifs, regrets and all that. So if your heart is telling you that this is what you want, because first things first, you need to want it first. Okay? It should not be half baked. Because if it's just half baked, it will be difficult. Because
mm,
you might not put your 100% effort to it.
mm,
Okay? So please make sure, check your heart and know that it's what you want. And the mindset that helped me the most, it's you'll never know unless you try. So
mm,
don't be afraid to fail. My aunt, who I love the most, and my husband is always telling me this: just try. If you fail, then try again. Okay, so it's the same concept I had when I was reviewing for my nursing board exam back home,
mhm.
and I know deep in my heart, since this is my dream, I will put my heart and mind to it.
I
Uh,
love that.
Even though I'm tired, even though I lack sleep, I review, I study, I read. So, um, for maybe one thing that I wish I knew earlier, is there's an option that I could have done my NCLEX back home before moving to Australia.
Mm,
When assistants in taking care of the kids are still available, and it's a little bit comfortable to
Right.
shift schedules back home because you have people that could help you. Hey, I cannot do the pickup for school. Can you do it for me while I'm studying? So
Right.
maybe that's it. But ultimately, I know that everything happens based on God's timing. So yeah,
Definitely.
I think everything is done the way it should be done.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So definitely there's always a great timing in every season, right? And
Yeah.
again, I hope that gives us a lesson, right? If you have the chance to have more help, take advantage,
Yeah.
right? Because it's always, because once an opportunity comes in, like when Anna, but then again, these things you can't really tell, right? And if you
Yeah.
want to step into the journey, decide for it now. Don't be like a wishy-washy. I think, and Anna,
Yeah.
we always listen to the nurses' feedback, of course, and at this moment, we've done a lot of revamp in the online portal, and
Mhm.
there's already a ratio for nurse educator to the nurses to make sure that also they'll be gonna be assessed in all of the 10 station, possibly more, right? So those are the things that we've implemented. We put in more files there
Nice.
as well, yes. So to make sure that we are definitely helping the nurses get to their uh,
Mm.
team, okay? And as you hear from Anna, it's all about practice and dedication. Okay, Anna has got two sons, work full time, right? So I hope that serves like an inspiration, right? That whatever season, again, if you're single, come on, you guys can do better than this, right? You can
Perfect time to do it.
if Anna can do it, you guys can do it too. And now Anna's reaping the great future in Australia, of course. She's now a registered nurse in a nursing home. And I believe,
Yes.
Anna, there's more to come for you. What excites you the most about this new chapter?
Um, I'm excited to learn more. I'm excited to be an expert in what I do now, and for me to be able to eventually help and mentor someone. As of right now, I'm still a baby nurse. I still consider myself a baby nurse.
Baby
But
nurse.
what excites me all the time when I prepare going to work is that I always tell myself, now I am finally sharing my passion and desire to care for people. So
Mm,
uh, when got home, when I always go home from work, I don't feel tired, but I always am happy. My heart is full, and I always smile. I find myself when I drive home, I'm smiling.
wow.
It's
Yeah.
finally I've been doing this. I'm doing this. I've been wishing to do this ever since. So I was like, yes, I'm finally doing it now.
Wow. I'm so excited for you, Anna. I'm sure there's more to come. And again, I just wanted to thank you so much for your time. Anna has just been from an overtime work, um, extra doing night
Yeah.
shift, right? So
Yes.
to be with us today and share the experience that she has with you, this is how excited she is. And I hope that you guys, future nurses, will be as excited as Anna as well to grab the future in Australia. And Anna, quick
Yes.
question for you. Tea or coffee?
Coffee.
Coffee? Yeah, same. What song got you through the NCLEX and OSCE? Is there a particular song?
It's not really particular song, but it's more of the worship song.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
It's the lively worship songs. Yeah.
Hmm. And if there's any, Anna, I'm sure you're grateful for your son and husband that's always been there for you, and we're so grateful for you as well for the time that you graced us in this interview today. Again, we wanted to share our heart. I'm sure the nurses are grateful for you, and it that we will definitely bring a light for so many future nurses, the interview that we've done today. And for those of you listening, remember every registered nurse in Australia once started with a single step, and let today be that step for you. Now, if you're ready to begin your journey, we can help at here at AuRN Pathway. Make sure to follow us on our Instagram and Facebook for updates, tips, and support. And don't forget to subscribe, leave review. Please share this with your friends for those who are wanting to listen to the experience, how it is done, the first step. Again, we're here to help you. And Anna, thank you so much once again. Until next time, nurses, stay strong, okay,
Bye.
sisters, and know that you are not alone in this journey. We're here to help. Bye for now. Thanks so much, Anna.
Bye.